At the top of the world, there is a place where the air ends, where a person breathes not with their lungs, but with their willpower, and where there is no room for mistakes. This is Everest. Everest is not just a mountain, it is a zone where the familiar laws of nature and technology stop working. The height here is nearly 9,000 meters, temperatures drop to -40, winds reach 200 kilometers per hour, and the oxygen level falls to only 30% of what exists at sea level. At such altitude, a person can lose consciousness within minutes, and machines fail within seconds. So why can't a helicopter fly up and rescue someone who is dying just a few hundred meters from the summit? Why do people remain there alone, with no chance for a quick rescue? The answer is deeper than it seems. To understand it, we must understand how a helicopter works. A helicopter rises because its blades push air downward. But to push air, the air must be there. High in the mountains, the air becomes so thin that the blades cannot create lift air density drops. Resistance decreases, and the blades simply spin into emptiness. At 8,848 meters, the air is extremely thin. It contains only 1/3 of the oxygen found at sea level, that is far too little even for the engine. This is why most helicopters cannot fly above 6,000 meters, and the one record flight to the summit of Everest was done only once in history, in 2005 by Didier Delsalle. He flew in an almost empty lightweight helicopter, without passengers, without cargo, with minimal fuel. It was a risky experiment, not a rescue mission, and it cannot be repeated under real emergency conditions. The second reason is extreme winds and turbulence. At the summit of Everest, winds may reach 150 or even 200 kilometers per hour. Such winds create violent turbulence where a helicopter instantly loses stability. No machine can safely hover in these conditions. Any attempt to approach the slope risks flipping the aircraft or crashing into the mountain. The third reason is the bitter cold of -40 degrees. In such cold, fuel thickens. Hydraulic fluids lose their properties. Electronics begin to malfunction. Navigation instruments freeze. Metal becomes brittle, and batteries drain extremely fast. Even if a helicopter somehow reached such altitude, it would not be able to operate there. It would survive only moments and then fail. The fourth reason is that oxygen is needed not only by humans, but also by engines. A turbine engine relies on a mixture of fuel and air. The higher you go, the less air remains. At 8,000 meters, an engine produces only 30% of its normal power. But hovering, maneuvering, and landing require 100%. Even the most powerful military helicopters, such as the Mi-17 or the Chinook, can operate safely only up to 6 to 6,500 meters. Above that is the limit. This is why helicopters can rescue people only in the lower parts of the mountain. They can reach base camp, Camp 1, and sometimes Camp 2, but above the second camp, there is no machine capable of flying. Beyond that lies the red zone, the zone where air is too thin for technology, a place where only your own legs, your teammates, and the Sherpas can help. Rescue above this point is physically impossible. Everest holds many tragic stories of those whom helicopters could not save: the story of David Sharp, the story of Francis Arsentiev, the story of Yasuko Namba, the story of Rob Hall. Each of them was trapped too high, where help simply cannot reach. Their lives became reminders that the mountain stands above technology, that the summit is not about comfort or quick rescues. This is a territory where a person faces the harsh truth. You are responsible only for yourself and for those you climb with. Why can't a helicopter fly to the summit of Everest? Because the sky ends there. Because there is no air left to hold a machine. Because there are no conditions where technology can survive. Because this place belongs only to human endurance and to the struggle for life. Everest is the border of human capability. It is a place where there are no easy solutions, where even the most advanced machines are powerless, where every step is a choice between life and death, and where the summit is not a reward. The summit is simply a point you must reach, and more importantly, return from. Even machines cannot fly above Everest. Where the air ends, the human limit begins. Thank you for being here with me. Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment. Tell me which story you want us to explore next in detail. This was Erke Suluu.